Hello, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome to my channel, Budgeting with Allie. Today is payday and it's also April the 25th, so I thought we would do a bi-weekly check-in and get a look at what bills are paid, how close I was to my predictions for some of my bills, as well as checking my cash envelopes to see how much I have spent and how much I have left. That will go, I can use for next week as well. I will be doing a cash envelope stuffing video. However, that's going to be a separate video. You should see that within the next week, I would say. So let's dive right in. I thought we would start with my monthly expenses / electronic payments. I am very much into color coding. I know it doesn't seem that way with the budget I have right now. Wait until you see next month's. I'm really excited about it, even though it's not as decorated as some of the other YouTube budgeters I've seen out there, but you know what? We all do what we can / want to, and I enjoy adding some color, even if it is just something simple. So today I'll be using 3 different pens to kind of signify how much I spent, what my total remaining was, which is what this total is. It's supposed to be total plus or minus, but I forgot to put that there. And yeah, so first of all, this blue is going to be what I spent, as well as if I have budgeted perfectly. If I have a plus, so I have budgeted more money than I actually spent, then it'll be in green in the total column. And then, of course, as one would usually think, red is, uh-oh, you didn't budget enough. And I mean, I do have that debt snowball buffer, and I do have savings, so if that does happen, then it's not a huge deal. However, we do want to try and go without doing that. So spoiler alert, I did overspend on my phone because I switched providers and I had to pay a connection fee and pay off my other bill. So, however, you'll see that soon, but I did get $20 extra on this paycheck due to the cost of living increase, which affected my paycheck. So I do have an extra $20, which I'm just going to put there because I know otherwise my total is likely going to be negative. Although I'm not going to do that until the end of the month when all of my bills have been taken out. The majority of my bills have been taken out except for my loan payments and my bank charge, which will be taken out at the end of this month. So let's jump right in. For my rent, I am 1 month ahead on my rent, so technically I did spend all $520 in the first week of this month. However, I am ahead, so that is no problem. And as expected, it was $520 exactly, so I have nothing left from my budget other than the money I've been collecting for next month's budget. So my phone bill, as I mentioned, and you might have seen in my May budgeting video, I did switch carriers, and so I had to pay off what remained on my previous carrier's bill, as well as paying for my plan for this month for the new carrier, plus a one-time connection fee. So altogether that came to $101.77, which unfortunately does not meet my goal, my budgeted $51.50. So I did the math off camera because I forgot to charge my tablet and I'm using my phone to tape, so I don't have a calculator handy. But it did come to negative $50.97, which is where this $20 is really going to help me out. And it means that I won't have to worry about dipping into my debt snowball. So that was my phone bill. I'm really hoping it never ever gets this high because I do own my phone outright, so I just have to pay for the plan. For my electricity, I was budgeting $300. It came to a total of $267.56, which is more expensive than it usually is at this time of year, but it's also been colder this year than previously, and it's stayed colder longer, so that could explain it. So that leaves me with an excess of $32.44. So right now I can tell you that this $20 plus what's left over for my electricity is enough to cover that extra money from my phone bill. So yay, that's exciting and I'm happy about that. So Netflix was taken out and it's $13.99, which is, why would I budget $13.99 when I can just budget $14? And it does give me an extra cent, but Canada doesn't use pennies anymore, so that doesn't really matter unless I use my credit card or my debit card. So that is my Netflix. For my savings, they did take the $100 as budgeted, which means I have zero balance here. For my insurance, it did come to $17.16, which is the total. I just usually round it up just in case. Sorry, I was covering my mouth. I round it up to $17.50 just in case. So that does leave me with 34 extra cents. I will, in my monthly check-in, I don't want to call it a check-in, my end of month go over of my budget, I will be adding all these totals, but as I mentioned, my tablet is currently dead. I forgot to charge it, and I'm using my phone to shoot this video, so I can't do that math right now. So that is my total for my bills. For my bi-weekly check-in, again, we're keeping it simple for this month. And so this is what I will be doing. Oh, sorry guys. So for my bi-weekly check-in, I will be writing down my budgeted for paycheck 1 and paycheck 2. And then I'll be writing down what I actually spent and if I was over or under. And I will be doing this again for paycheck 2, so don't worry, you will see that in next time I get paid, which is the 9th of May, I think. So for giving, I budgeted $120 to tithe. My envelope, this is my giving envelope. I made it myself, and it is a bit different than what you traditionally see, and I don't have a laminator, so it is made with packing tape as kind of a lamination, but I wanted to use some scrapbook paper that had words and designs that if I cut them they wouldn't make sense otherwise, so I did make them bigger and with a little flap on the back than traditional cash envelopes. So, but I like it. It works for me. It makes it harder for me. I usually don't carry these envelopes in my wallet or my backpack, so I have to plan ahead, which is good because then I don't spend as much. So, there is money left in this. There is $60 because I went back to my parents to visit with them for Easter and I forgot to do the 120 before I left, so now I'm gonna basically add it on to this month's tithe or this week's tithe, and then we'll have gotten rid of the money that we needed. So my actual was $60, which puts me at under $60. For restaurants, I had $30. And I did eat out a couple times because there were hockey games and I literally get off work and don't have time to come back and do food, and honestly I have a hard time talking myself into getting fast food, so I use hockey as an excuse to get fast food. But I did keep it cheap, and because it was Administrative Professionals Day on the 24th, we were provided with pizza. So that kind of filled me up, and I really only needed a snack before one of the games. So I only have the one receipt, although I did eat out twice, once at A&W and once at McDonald's. So I did spend, at least if my math is correct, $10.75. And this envelope is going to be a little bit different. Usually I'm going to take out all my change. However, because the person at A&W had to give me $10 back in change in Toonies, I am going to keep that in this envelope this time, just because I forgot to ask the bank teller to change it. So let's do some counting. So 10, there we go. 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 25, 50, 60. So that comes to a total spent of, $9.40, which puts me $20.60 over, or under my budget, which is good because next month I am going to have, I believe it's 8 games in 8 or 9 days, and they're later games, so they start at 8. However, I still won't, there are games after I get off work, so here's a quick peek at this. So I will have to eat out, and I do like having that extra money just in case. So next is my fun money. This one, I'm actually kind of proud of myself. I have some left over. When I was doing budgeting via the EveryDollar app, I wasn't having any left over, so this is really good. And I do have my receipts for this. So I did go to Dollarama and get a couple of things there, including some stuff for a gift, but I was just too lazy to split it into 2, so I just used my personal money. And then at Miniso, which, if you've not heard of it, is really good for stationery and organizing stuff. So I did the math, and it came to $10.75. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 50, 75, 85. So my math must have been off. So let's check my sheet. So I spent $3.45 at the Miniso and $7.30 at Dollarama, which would bring me to a total of $10.75, but for some reason, oh, I know, because it did spill a little bit, so that's probably what happened there. So that's probably why change is missing. However, my change is going in my change jar anyway, other than that one envelope for restaurants. So we'll just put that to the side, and I do have $5 left over. So this one I budgeted $20, and I have $8.95 left, which means I spent, sorry, did I mess that up? I did. I'm so sorry. So I spent $11.05, and please don't judge me for my math. I'm pretty sure that's because 11 plus 8 would be 9. And 95, yeah, so that's right. So that leaves me $8.95 over, or I keep saying that, under what I had planned. So, yay. So we'll put this back in. Oh, hey, there's another 10 cents in there. Oops. Well, that'll go in my change jar. So, 5. For groceries, I actually have quite a bit left. I did go grocery shopping, and that's the thing. This paycheck is probably, I'm going to spend a lot more on groceries because I am getting my wisdom teeth extracted. So I need to buy stuff that I can eat while I'm supposed to be eating soft food. And honestly, if I'm going to be in pain and having to eat soft food, I am splurging and buying myself some Marble Slab Creamery, which, if you haven't heard of it, oh my goodness, they have delicious, fabulous ice cream, but it is fairly expensive. But thankfully I do have coupons, so I will be getting that for this paycheck. But anyway, so I did budget $65. And let's see what I spent. So I went to Sobeys 2 different times, once when I was visiting my parents and once the weekend before that, because I do run my errands on the weekends. It's just easier considering I bus. So I totaled this together and it came to $19.70, which should leave me with $45.30 left. Let's count. Okay, just making sure I got it all. So 20, 40, 42, 44, 25, 50, 75, $45, 25, 30, and 35.40. So apparently I'm not very good at doing this math, even though I did beforehand. But where it's a difference of 10 cents, it's not that big a deal. So I am going to put this off to the side to put in my change, and I will have 40 left over. So we were under by $45.45. So we seem to be doing pretty good with the cash. I was expecting to have spent a lot of it by now. So I mean, that makes me feel good. Sorry, I keep doing the envelopes off camera. I promised my cash envelope video will be much better, and I'll be much better about doing that. So for bus, I budgeted $40, and this is what I'm going to fill. So I still have the $40 because it is $79 for a bus pass. So paycheck 1 is half, paycheck 2, which I just got today, is going to cover the other half. So 20, 40, which means I actually spent $0 and I have $40 left. So, whew. I really love the idea of cash envelopes. It seems to be working pretty well, and I'm sure next month I'll be really frustrated because I am going to be carrying more money around for longer periods of time. But hey, if it works, why not? So for gifts, as I mentioned, I did have a birthday that I had to get someone a gift for. So I did spend some of this money. I put $50 in this paycheck, And let's see how much we have left. So I have one envelope or one receipt and the other was mailed or emailed. So I did go to Lush and get her some bath bombs and then David's tea for some tea supplies. So I think it went over well. So that's good. I spent $24.60, which leaves me with 20, 2, 3, 4, 25, 50, 75, 25, and I have 40 cents, so that is a total of $25.40. I am going to take this change and put it in my change envelopes and put this $20 back. So overall, I was under by $25.40. Yay! I'm liking these numbers, guys. Next month, like I said, is going to be a bit rougher, so fingers crossed. And then I do have a trip coming up to the States in 2 months. Oh my goodness. So I am starting a bit late to save for that, but I also don't have to cover the cost of a whole lot of food. So it's mostly souvenir money and some food. I did put budget $50, and that $50 should still be in here. So yeah, so there's the $50. So we didn't spend a dime of that money, which means I am $50 in the positive. So far, so good. I've got tons of unders, which makes me feel good. The cash envelope seems to be doing its job and keeping me from spending what I shouldn't be. So, yeah. Come back. I hope you come back to watch my cash envelope stuffing video. I should be recording that in the next couple of days to go up next week. And if you like my budgeting method or you want to see more videos, please make sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so that you can get notified whenever I post. Bye!